And Zurich, well, it's about an hour's train ride, a little bit more than an hour's train ride from Zurich to St. Gallen. And I have to take the tram, that is the streetcars, up into the main station. And I have a fairly good walk to the tram stop. And yeah, so you can see the times involved. I need 9 minutes on foot to get to the tram. There you see the tram schedule. The trams leave every 6 to 7 minutes. And then I need 5 minutes to get from the tram to the train stop, to the platform for the train. The train needs the time that it takes. It's a little variable depending on which train. And these schedules, they basically continue in both directions. So there's a train at 6:10 and 6:39 and 7:10 and 7:39 and 8:10 and 8:39, you know, all day. And you can see when I get in. And so we have a couple of problems. One, the team would like to have their daily scrum, their daily stand-up as early as possible. Okay? They'd like to have it at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. They would accept 9:30. 10 is getting to be a bit dicey because they've already started to work at that point. I, on the other hand, as Scrum Master, I don't really want to get up at 4 in the morning so that I can make it for their 8 o'clock Scrum. So what I'd like you to do is take a look at this schedule and say, well, 9 or 9:30 would be okay for the daily Scrum. Okay, so what would you propose for the daily Scrum? What I'd like you to do is break into groups of 3. Okay, so you've got your neighbors. Yeah, most of you have got a neighbor on each side. So I'd like you to break into groups of 3 and take 2 minutes to think about this problem. When are you going to schedule the daily Scrum? Which trains are you going to take? And what time are you going to leave the house to get to make it to the daily Scrum? Oh, by the way, if I miss the daily Scrum, the team members, each one of them has to pay a franc, let's say €1. If I miss the daily Scrum, it's €10 because I have to pay for the whole team. So I have a really very strong incentive not to miss the daily Scrum. So 2 minutes, please let me know what you think.
Due minuti per pensare cosa ne pensiamo noi.
Have the daily Scrum. What time would you hold the daily Scrum? You can say the time if you prefer.
Sorry, I understood which train I had to choose to be at the daily Scrum
Okay.
at 9.
Okay, which train would you choose?
In Italy, the first train.
Grande!
Maybe in other countries.
Okay, so I have an admission to make. Sometimes the trains in Switzerland run late too. It's contrary to popular belief, this does happen. So you would schedule the daily Scrum at 9 o'clock, and you would take the train at 7:10 to arrive at 8:20, and that gives you 40 minutes to make the daily Scrum. Okay. Next team. When would you leave to make the daily Scrum? Well, first of all, the question was, when should the daily Scrum be?
Late afternoon, the day before.
You would tell your team to take having the daily Scrum at 9 in the morning. No, that doesn't work. They should do it at 4 in the afternoon when everyone's there. Okay, so let's go to the next team. What do you think?
If you want to sleep 30 minutes more.
I want every minute of sleep I can get.
Okay, so you have to take 7:28. You have the daily Scrum at 9:30.
Okay, so I hold the daily Scrum at 9:30. Yes, and which tram do I take?
The last one at 7:30.
7:28. So let's see. So that means I take the tram. I take the tram at 7:28. I get there at 7:40, and then I'm at the platform at 7:45, and then I get to wait 25 minutes. That's going to please my customer immensely, paying my hourly rate while I wait for the train. But that's kind of another issue. And then so then I get in at 9:20. What happens if I miss the tram? Well, probably not a big deal. What happens if I miss the train? If I miss the train, I have a problem. Okay, what I'm trying to to show here, let's consider a possibility. One possibility would say, okay, the team would like to have the daily scrub at 9 o'clock. Okay? So I can take the train at 7:39. And let's see, to make the train, okay, 7:28, that won't work. 7:22 I could make it, but if I miss this tram, I have a problem because I will probably miss the train, and that means I'll miss the daily scrum. So that means I really have to take the 7:15. Okay. One thing which I realized, that the team was willing to compromise with me on the daily scrum. They were willing to accept 9:30. Okay, and 9:30 gives me the flexibility to say, okay, I will target the train. I want to be on the train at 7:39. That gets me at 8:54. Gives me a half an hour to work in the office if I get there on time. If I miss the train, well, it's not such a big deal because I'll still make, even if this train is 5 minutes late, I'll still make it in time for the daily scrum at 9:30. Okay, so basically by setting the time later, by adjusting the time, I've created some room for myself. I don't want to get a 6 o'clock, take a tram at 5:45 to make one of these early trams, and I don't want to sit around for a long time doing nothing. But if I have to sit around, I'd rather sit in the office where I can do work than sit in a cold train station in January. So basically what we're doing here is we're looking for alternatives. We're looking for wiggle room. We're looking to find out, well, what's important to the customer, and what are the things that we can change which give us, which make life more comfortable for us so we can increase our chances of success. If I said we're going to have the daily scrum at 9, and I plan to take this train, boy, that train becomes a very high risk. What I actually did, by the way, is we did set it at 9:30. I took the tram at 7:28, and I usually made the train that left at 7:39. You're saying, wait a minute. The tram gets in at 7:40, the train leaves at 7:59. Well, in Italy, we should know that what is printed on the schedule and when the train actually leaves are two entirely different things. And this train is almost always late, so my chances were about 80 to 90%. Now, the other thing is these 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 9 minutes there, that's time that I can influence. I can't really change much how quickly the train goes. If it's late or not, I can't influence that. But one of the things I did is I started using a scooter, a trottinette. Okay, so it's like a skateboard with a handle. Okay, and so that reduces my travel time from 9 minutes to 3 minutes. Okay, so I was actually able to leave at probably 23, 24 minutes after the hour. I would make this tram, I would make this train, and I would be in the office at 9 o'clock. And if I missed the tram, I was on the next train, usually. But even if I didn't get the next train, it was okay because I'd still be there in time for the daily scrum. So I was a very lazy scrum master in terms of getting up in the morning, but I was able to organize it so my downside risk was minimized. What you should be doing with your projects is saying, how can we create wiggle room? How can we create opportunities where things can go wrong and they're not going to make the whole project go wrong? Okay, the magic word here is buffers.